Hey, what's up? So today I want to talk to you guys real quick about politics and your personal finances. So today, guys, me and my family, we decided to just, head out and just have a little fun. So we decided to drive somewhere close. So we just kind of beach bummed it today, just been hanging out and just having a little fun, having a good time, right? And so today while we were out, my wife pulled up this video that someone sent her through Messenger, and it was one of those videos about staying woke, right? About being woke and paying attention, and it was in relation to Donald Trump. So after a while of her playing this video, I kind of got a little irritated, and I asked her if she didn't mind just cutting the video off. The reason why I asked her to cut it off is because all the guy on the video was saying was just a bunch of rants about being, just paying attention because Donald Trump doesn't like black people and everything that he's doing and how it's hurting the black community and all that stuff that we hear all the time over and over and over again. Now, this isn't a political video, so I don't want to get into all this politics and all that stuff, because I'm not into politics at all. I don't really care for politics. Whole nother conversation of why I don't care for politics. But what we need to understand is you can be upset and it doesn't really matter who the president is, you still have a responsibility. Now, what I'm saying is not any shape or form condoning Donald Trump at all or anything like that. Like I said, it's not about politics, but it's just to change and shift your thought when it concerns politics and when things are going on, and how you can benefit versus just being on a rant or just being upset and being on the negative about everything that's going on, versus being able to watch how things are happening so that you can benefit and maybe help others. See, the deal is, if you can't change it, then it's really a waste of time to keep going over the same thing over and over again. And in America, we have a good habit of doing that. We love to talk about stuff and we don't like to get things done. We just like to talk about stuff over and over and over and over again, versus finding a different way to do things that will cause us to be able to benefit or to help others thrive, versus just complain about the same thing over and over and over again, and we've never got any results from it. And so that was what I took from this video. It's like just a rant about Donald Trump. And it was very irritating because it provided no real solutions. It didn't provide any information. It didn't provide anything that would help anyone who's a minority. If it helped black people, didn't help, won't help. It won't help anybody. It was just a rant. That was it. Now, the problem with that is this is what you hear most of versus the solutions and things that people can do that can help them right now. What I'm simply saying is, if you can't change the situation, then it makes no sense to continue to go down that path. So if you're watching the politics, you don't want to watch the things that are always put out front and the drama. What it is, you got to learn to watch the things that are not talked about. Whether we like to talk about it or not, our country wasn't founded on this great move of peace and enlightenment and for everyone to have this great opportunity. It was founded on a lot of greed and destruction, rebellion, etc. A lot of just things that we already know. Not trying to get into all that. It's not that type of video. But our country was founded on that, and our politics and our political structure was founded on that in the same instance. So one of the things you got to understand is politics is heavily driven by money. So what you have to learn how to do is follow the money trail. So why do you think people, and it was such a big deal with the whole healthcare thing? Why do you think people were fighting President Obama when he came in to make these changes in the healthcare system? And then when we get Trump, why do you think that it was such a big uproar around the healthcare system? Because there's a lot of money that's involved in that. There's a lot of money that's flowing through the healthcare system that is also, able to flow through investors' hands and owners and executives and people who have things in their portfolios and part ownerships and all these different things. Why do you think it was such an uproar, and why it's always an issue about our taxes in this country? Because of money. So as much as we like to think that the whole government structure is about us, it's more so about money first. And of course, about power and control and everything that comes along with it. So here we are, where we have so many different changes happening in our country and through our politics. And one of the things that you have to do is learn how to study and see what the changes that are happening. You need to see what's going on so that way you can start to make adjustments for yourself. Because if you know what's going on and you know what's going on in relation to you, then you can better prepare yourself. Or you can also get in position so that you and your family can benefit. So back to watching the money. So let's say, for example, if the government is really backing something or they're really supporting something, then you're going to see those sectors grow fast. So let's talk about like if it's in stocks, right? So if a stock or a company is in that area where they're being heavily supported right now, their stock is going to rise. Whether you understand it or not, there's going to be some growth happening, and it's because of the business that's happening behind it, right? That's for an example. So that's going to grow fast. That's going to grow now. It's going to have, speed. It's going to pick up really, really quick. Versus if it's a place where it's not getting supported, it's no money really going there, the government isn't backing it at all or whatever, then typically it may not go as fast. So it's going to be a little slower. So that means you may have an opportunity to invest in it while it's low, but you just may have to wait until something comes along to pick up steam, right? So we've seen that in the renewable energy aspect, where at one point renewable energy, green energy was like a hot commodity, and then it died off. And one of the reasons it died off is because a lot of the funding was cut for it. Now, that's just an example. That's not how all of stocks work, but that's an example when you're looking at where the money is flowing and where the money is not flowing. So as much as it's nice to complain and get in on the rant pool, and nice to, talk about how this isn't happening and that isn't happening, it would be better if we start to learn how the system and the game is working, so we can learn how to play within it and win. And winning doesn't mean beat the system. It just means learning how to win within the confines, because, if you live in America, that's what you have to do. You have to live within those confines. So learning how to win in the system and learning how to benefit as things are changing, it's definitely something that anyone can do. So instead of us complaining about what's not happening, we can learn, but then we can also help educate others to learn. We can also go in our communities and educate them on the things they can do, not put rallies around, trying to rant someone and the crowd is hyped like, yeah, that's right. He don't love black people. Yeah, that's right. This ain't happening. That's just a whole bunch of emotion, and it doesn't get anything done. It never has gotten anything done. And we have to be at a place where we have to be more proactive and be wiser. We got to get smarter, right? We got to learn how to orchestrate things and position ourselves, learn how to work with others, learn how to just be a student of learning how things work in our economy, so that way that we can start to benefit and we can start to help change in our communities. But ranting about the situation or being upset and plugging into the daily drama of things that are happening and the tweets and all these different things that are going on right now, where it's just a whole bunch of entertainment, it's not helping. All it is a distraction, and all it is just keeping you from paying attention to the things you need to be paying attention to. I'm not a person that relies on, political people to do this or that. It would be nice if we had people to fight for us, but I'm well over that. I don't expect people to do their part, really. I don't really care about politics that much at all, because it just I haven't seen anything where it's really done such a great thing for people. Now, we've had some good presidents and we've had some, good things to happen, but overall, you have to be proactive and you have to make moves if you want to see a change in your life. No matter who's president, you have to get to working, you have to learn, you have to start shifting things and learning how to position yourself so that way that it doesn't really matter who's president, you're still able to do the things you need to do, you're still able to thrive and progress and move different levels, move different dimensions, what have you. But it starts where you shifting your focus and taking your focus off of what an individual ain't doing, and start putting your focus into following like the stuff that is happening so that you're aware. That's how you pay attention. That's how you stay woke or whatever. But paying attention and ranting about, oh, he ain't doing this, and he don't like black people, and he's just a bad man, and all that, it just doesn't help. Whether you agree or you don't agree, it still doesn't help anything. The best thing for you to do is to take a look at your own situation, look at all the things that are happening, find out the things that are even happening locally, with changes with different legislators and different things like that. And then you're able to see, what's happening, and then you may be able to make some moves, maybe make some business moves, maybe being able to make some different investments in areas. Because like right now, in a lot of cities, you have a high level of gentrification happening, where there are homes being bought up for cheap and they're being rented out, they're being flipped, they're being sold, whatever. Same thing with land, where people are starting to take ownership into those things. And some of this stuff is happening right in your community, right where you are, and especially minority communities and poverty areas where things are a lot cheaper, and the same type of people, the same investors are coming in and they're buying it up, and they're taking away from people who just aren't knowledgeable or haven't been doing the studies on what they can do. A lot of people wouldn't even believe that there's so much free money and grants towards their property, especially if you're in like a historical area. So there's things like that where, instead of us being so caught up in, the political drama and hoopla and rants, and people just want to run their mouth and play people against people and all this other stuff, pay attention to how you can make some real moves. If you really want things to work out for you, stop depending on, our current president. Stop depending on the political structure, the government, to do their part. They have a bigger agenda. They don't have really nothing to do with you at all. They have a different agenda, and it's their own agenda. Like I said, it's driven by money. So don't get so caught up in all of that stuff. Start putting your attention into the things that you can do, and areas where you can make investments, areas where you can make changes in your life, and what have you. And then you will see those changes, because you're the one that is controlling that aspect, right? It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you react to what happens to you, how you react to the situations, how you react to us changing presidents, how you react to this person being in the office, how you react to this not happening, for you or your community. What do? It's not about what you complain about. It's about what you do. So hope this has been helpful. Talk to you guys in the next video. And as always, peace.
For you.